Oh, hi, Pauline. How are
Oh
you?
my gosh, so good to see you,
It's so good
Sydney.
to see you. I've been so excited to talk to you like all month. I'm like, yay! It was so.
Hey, me too.
How are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you doing? Your room is looking fabulous as always. It seems to
Thank
have gotten a
you.
little bigger.
A little bit, yeah. We've believe it or not, prices are going up, but somehow it's yeah. I'm out of the dorm now. Believe it or not, I really feel like I've like aged with the girls, like with
That's
college.
amazing. I love to hear it.
It's like when you guys started, I was a freshman, and then now I'm here. Now I'm a senior.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the first thing I wanted to talk about. The girls have had so much growth since season one. I would love to know, like, what are some things that this experience has taught you over the past 4 years? Because it really is sort of reminiscent of college in a way.
It is, although we're just starting our sophomore year, so we're a little slower than you. Um, I think that the experience has taught me, I mean, just so many things. This was our first time, season three was our first time being back to work where there weren't any COVID protocols. So it was, like the first time we felt like we were like, wow, we really know what we're doing. There aren't these rules that we don't, not that we don't understand them, but like there were a lot of rules, like people couldn't visit set. There was just all these things. And now we were just like freedom, and that was really nice. So that was a really cool thing about season three. And I just think what we're continuing to see the girls mature and grow up and go through the different trials and tribulations of that, like I'm sure that you did as throughout the 4 years of your studies. Um, you just learn more and more with each year. Like, you learn how what it's like to have friends that become your family and yeah.
And you guys filmed at Vassar, and then you were at the Warner Bros. Lot, right? Is that like, did it feel
So
differently?
Well, we only shot at Vassar season one. Season two, we shot at Washington at like I think it was Washington University. And then season three, we actually stayed in LA the whole time. And we shot in a lot of places around LA that you wouldn't really think were LA. So it was really cool. And then the rest we really shoot in studio. So it's like our sets look like your room, but there's no ceiling.
If you ever need another place to shoot, you can come right over here.
Yeah, you're on par with our production designers. Your
It
room
was
looks
so fun when they were talking about decorating the room. I was like, oh my God, like, I've been there. I know what you're talking about. Around season one, you said that like one of the biggest things that you related to in Kimberly was that she was scholarly. I feel like she was a lot more carefree this season. And I feel like there's a lot that you can see from season one that she's changed and she's grown and she's flourishing in a way. I was wondering if your relatability to her changed or there's more things now that you find yourself in.
Well, I think that we continue to both be very naive. And I also think that it's like she finds her footing, and that's very relatable. I can really relate to that too, because it's like in the beginning you arrive and you really don't know your way around the campus or anything. And then by your sophomore year, you're kind of like, I have the hang of this. Yeah. And then when you like look at the freshmen, you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you don't know anything yet. And I think that I think a really important thing that happens for Kimberly in this season is like her relationship with the professor, with Professor Friedman, because I think that she finally begins to have a mentor. And I think having a mentor in college is a really important and special experience.
100%. I love it. Now, you guys have a little while off with the strike and with everything that happened. What was it like to revisit this character after some time of like not being in this?
Yeah, it felt like putting on a pair of really, like a pair of worn shoes that you hadn't worn in a really long time.
I like that. That's so much fun. What is some advice that you would have to your college self if you could just go back?
I would say worry less. Like to, it's okay to just, like, you don't have to excel at everything. Like, you can just try hard and then try and enjoy life. Like, this is your first time living away from home.
I love it. It really is. And it was so much fun. I feel like this season, there were so many more party scenes, like the fashion show scene. There was so many fun things going on. This is just a thing I'm curious about. What is it like to film those scenes? Because it's like so lively and so fun. And like there's so much, it looks so partyful on the screen, but I feel like there's probably like no music or anything actually there.
Yeah, there's music, or what they do is they have music play so that like the background and us, we can all like kind of get in the groove. And then when right before they say action, they cut the music action, and then that way people like can remember the mood they're in. But the party scenes are really interesting because in some ways it feels like a party because there's so many background actors and there's so many people. But no one's talking and like they're often like don't make too much noise with your feet for sound. So it's like a you know what it's kind of like? It's like those parties where people go in with their own music.
Oh yeah, like the silent disco.
Yeah.
Your one-liners this season were so good. They had me laughing the whole time. The one of like, oh yeah, not the first or last time I'd fall for a gay guy. It's happened to me
Yeah.
before. It's like I feel
Yeah.
so seen, Pauline. I would love to know like some of your favorite Kimberly moments or like one-liners this season if you have any that come to mind. Because there
Well,
was
I like the one about the it's not the first time I've fallen for a gay man and it won't be the last. And I'm trying to think of other one-liners. I can't think of any one-liners. I'm just thinking of there's a scene where there's like a quick back and forth, like a very quick back and forth with the guy that I'm dating. And I really like that scene. Like it's like very like ping pong kind of.
I love it. You said that you are always writing, but you don't really go back and like read your own writing a lot. And you had like a David Sedaris quote align with that. Are you working on anything right now?
Oh, I'm working. No, I'm not. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not writing anything right now. I'm still journaling, and I'm still only rereading my work at the end of the each year. So we're coming up on December soon. It'll be time to be going through 2024 and rereading what that's like. But that's the writing I'm doing right now.
I love it. Wait, that's a really good idea. I feel like I feel like I'm nosy about myself though. So I feel like I wouldn't be able to make it to the end of the year. You're like, what was
Well,
I
I
thinking?
just feel like it reduces how much you judge what you're writing in a journal. You know, like if you go back and read what you wrote, you're like, why not? I don't want to say it like that. But if you don't read it and then you go back, then you don't judge it because you forget what you wrote and you just like learn about what happened at that time.
That's a really good idea. I'm actually gonna try that. I'll let you know next season
Yeah.
if I make
Yeah.
any progress on it. So when you guys were filming on a college campus, was that like reminiscent of college? Like, did it really feel like that
Of
sort of
course, because college campuses like have such a distinct feel to them. Like, there's the like cafeteria, there's the cafe that you can go to, there's outdoor benches for sitting, there's families that live near the college that like walk their dogs on the campus. And all of that is very reminiscent of college.
the music in this season was like top tier. Like I heard Super Graphic Ultra Modern Girl and I was like, yes, it's too
Yeah.
good. And Twitter was going crazy that day. They were like, oh my gosh, Chapel and Sex Lives of College Girls. I need to know what your favorite artists are right now. Who are you listening to? What's on your playlist?
Um, Chapel Rowan is up there. Like she's really one of my favorites. Um, but I've been going a little retro and I've been listening to a lot of Avril Lavigne.
Wow.
Um, I also had a period this year where like Miley Cyrus was on repeat. I'm obsessed with Miley Cyrus. Um, and like Beyonce's album that came out this year, like obviously I was obsessed with that too. But a lot of like Avril Lavigne I've been listening to now. And I don't know why, but it's just been on repeat.
What are your thoughts on just her growth as a character? I feel like I always ask you that.
No, I really appreciate Kimberly's growth this year because I think that she just continues to ground. She's like grounding herself in a way that we haven't seen before. Um, and I really appreciate that because I think it's very representative of what it is like to be in your sophomore year of college.
Were there any like moments that were like particularly really fun and exciting to film?
Um, Yeah, there's an episode that takes place in the dorm room, and we basically are testing all of the guys that we're seeing, like that we're dating, come in and they have to pass these tests, and that was a really fun episode to shoot.
That sounds amazing. Oh my God, it is so good to see you. You've had a really big year. Congratulations on everything. I'm seriously
Thank
so
you.
happy for you. That is amazing. It
Thank
was,
you. I'm happy for you too. You're a senior.
thank you. I'm almost done, almost out. But seriously, you are amazing. It is like always the joy of my life to get to talk to you, Pauline. Thank you so
Aw, thanks,
much.
Sydney.
Bye. Oh, hi, Gracie. How are you?
Yeah.
I have had your song stuck in my head for like weeks now, and I was still blown away when you started singing. I don't know, I wasn't sure the direction they were going to go in. I'm curious what it's like for you to sing in a show versus the live performances that you're more used to.
Well, first of all, thank you. That's so nice. It was really fun. I honestly, when I got the part, I wasn't sure like how much singing there was going to be. Honestly, if any, I knew that like they wanted her to kind of be interested in theater and maybe be interested in singing. So it was a very pleasant surprise to me when they were like, we want you to sing a song. And so early on in the character's journey. And yeah, I mean, what was really cool is that it actually wasn't that dissimilar from what I'm familiar with doing on with my band and when we're on the road, which is singing live. And that's an area that I feel really comfortable. And you know, Justin was really excited about the idea of having that, you know, first performance she does be live. And so that was really cool. Like I just got to go on set and sing a Katy Perry song live for like a whole day. And I was like, this is a dream way to spend a day for me. So there wasn't that much distinction. And I think the only thing that I tried to play with a little bit is like, you know, in Lawrence in my band, I'm a specific kind of performer and I'm playing the role of me. And then when I'm playing Casey, I want to make sure to carry over her mannerisms and, you know, the way she walks and the way she moves. And I tried to carry that into, you know, not necessarily the way I sang, but the way I kind of moved on stage a little bit. So I guess that was the main distinction.
I love it. It was such a cool moment, like that moment of silence where you're waiting to see like what they're gonna say. I was very into it, and you sounded absolutely beautiful. Were you a
Thank
theater
you.
kid in like high school and college?
I was, yeah. I mean, I was in a Broadway show that wasn't a musical when I was a kid. So I was like obsessed with theater my whole life and then did a bunch of other theater as well and still do a bunch of theater. And so yes, I am. And unlike the character who's like coming from the pageant world into the theater world and is kind of like she has so much judgment for the theater world, like I thought that was very fun to play because all of the things that she's making fun of are like essentially making fun of me as a person. So there was a meta component to that that was funny for me.
This character, you would think it's exaggerated. It's not. There's so in college, especially, like I've met so many people exactly like this, and you like hit the nail on the head with it, which I thought was so funny. What was it like getting into character for this role?
Um, it was really fun. I mean, I think she's very different than me, so it's fun to play a character that's different than you and you know, even speaks kind of differently. I like kind of inadvertently talk in a different register than I talk now. But I think like, you know, I found her so endearing, which is kind of like when I got the sides, when I got the script when I was first auditioning for it, I thought it was so clear what it was. It was like a girl who was so earnest and so obsessed with perfection um and control and had a perfect vision of what her life was going to be, and that's of course a great setup for everything to go wrong. And so I found that very endearing to watch the, you know, and kind of moving and heartbreaking to watch like the rug be pulled out from a girl who was so so with her feet very firmly planted on the rug. So I think yeah, I just I loved that and she's so fun and perky and I enjoyed playing her so much.
I love it. I think one of my favorite things about the show is just like the blend of these, you know, pretty serious stories like with comedy. Like she kind of gets this rug pulled out from her and she shows up and like her hair's in foil. Like, she's doing her skincare routine and it can't be interrupted. And I thought that was so funny. So like your timing with that was brilliant and I really, really enjoyed it. What would be a word of advice or so that you would give to your college self looking back?
Well, I dropped out of college. So I was really I was what'd you say?
But it worked out.
It worked out okay, but everyone has their own journey. You know, I think um a word of advice I would have to my college self is that, you know, I think from a really young age, I thought that I had to have everything really figured out. And that's probably all honestly a similarity between me and the character too. I didn't feel it necessarily so much in the college setting because I barely went, but you know, I think that just in terms of having my life in order was something I was really consumed by. And I think it's, you know, something that a lot of people struggle with at that age where it feels like, okay, like real life is starting, so I better get my act together. And I think that's been a part of my personality since I was little of like, wanting to know exactly who I am and what I'm going to do at every given moment. And I think something that I've learned over the years, even, the way that my life has turned out, where like, I've been auditioning for things for so many years, and I've been in this band for 10 years, and kind of the weird ways in which your path doesn't look like how you imagined it, and how lucky I feel to have the path that I have, which is that I get to be a musician, which is something I love, and I get to be an actor, which is something that I love. Like, I think that there's a lot. I guess my advice would be, life is, if you're lucky, life is longer than you think, and you don't have to know where each day is going to go.
I love it. You have such a grasp on this character. It seems like you really do understand her in a way, which I love. I was wondering, what are you most excited about for viewers to see about Casey? Do you have any moments that you're really excited for viewers to notice about her? Just things that you're excited about when people start to see this, because she's a really fun character.
Thank you. Yeah, I love her, and I feel like I can say that because she's so different than me. Like, I feel like I get to watch her too, and whenever I get to read the scripts, it's so exciting to see like what her next adventure is going to be. But I think things I'm excited for people to see how her friendships with the girls become so necessary to her. And I guess there's so many things, but one episode that I really love, I love all of them, but one that I think sheds a lot of light on who she is episode 5, which, when you meet her mom, which is played so like hilariously and gorgeously by Missy Pyle. I think it explains a lot about who she is. And yeah, that's a standout moment for me. I loved getting to work with her, and how it illuminated a lot about Casey's character.
I know that was a favorite episode of mine. There was a lot going on.
A lot of yeah,
Like Whiplash was like, okay.
I
But
know. It's a fun one.
it is. It's so much fun. You just joined this cast and you have an amazing cast with you. What was it like to join and like meet everyone and the whole dynamic?
It was very like easy. And I know that sounds crazy, but it was. Everyone was so nice. And like before I even joined the cast, like they reached out to me and they were so kind and welcoming. And like, honestly, I felt like it was really organic. And I guess what's sort of funny about the experience of doing the show is, as Casey becomes closer friends with these people, like that was my experience in real life. So I like really, became such close friends with everyone there. And yeah, so I think it was kind of like the dream situation where you walk into an environment and all you can really hope for is that you're going to have a pleasant time and work well together. And then like the cherry on top is that you actually become friends with these people and that they expand into your life outside of the show as well. And that's been kind of like the coolest gift too.
Thank you. So I think that one of the many, many reasons that this show is so loved is because of its relatability and all the love that the people really have towards it. Like your first scene in this season was that whole conversation with wanting to transfer and like feeling kind of stuck. And I feel like so many people can relate to it. How do you go about fostering the relatability constantly within this show? Bella is a really relatable character, and I think your portrayal of her is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You have a string that's bothering you.
Oh no.
That's so cute. Your whole room is so cute. Did you just have a party?
No, it's just kind of like that.
That's so cute. I love how much you love your room.
Fun. It's like all the memories of like everything that's ever happened here is just like in there.
that's I'm quite nostalgic myself.
You can come over anytime.
Um, well, I think Bella is relatable because I make it personal to myself as much as I can. So I try not to act. I try to bring my own life to the character as much as I can. So if you're seeing anything from Bella that's relatable, it's also me. It's Amrit.
I love it. No, we've talked over the past few years about like Bella's.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. I know it's been a while because I didn't see you guys last year. It was so sad.
Yes.
And it used to be
Yes.
this junket was on the same day every year for like the first 2 years. It was on November 1st. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it's the girls' day. was a very lonely November 1st past year.
Yeah.
But we've talked a bit about just Bella's growth in the past, but I feel like it was so present in this season while still being so authentic and funny. I loved when she was saying that she wanted to become the RA so that she could do something good, and she did. The intentions were so well there. What did you think about her growth this season and her dynamic, and how did you like the direction that she went in?
Um, I think and I know this for myself, when I've made mistakes, I just want to pretend those mistakes didn't happen and become the complete opposite person. And I think Bella does that. She wants to become a faff. She wants to date the good boy. But of course, she slips and she has her addictions and her little mischiefs that pop up. And I think she's not necessarily conscious about what she's doing. She's just on paper, she wants to be good. And it's not until she's in these situations helping Arvind when he's getting, drunk, and she's actually invested in Taylor's sobriety, that she realized that this is who she is. She is a caring person. That's her bones. So, yeah.
I love it. That's so beautiful. Now, I always like to get your takes on what message you think Bella's character is sending every year, because you always have really good ones. I think the first year we talked, you said that you think that people should know that it's okay to have sex. What do you think? What do you think Bella's message that she's sending this year is?
Oh man. Um, Changing everything about yourself is not going to make you
Could go back and give some advice to your college age self, what would it be?
have more fun, live a little.
I need that advice too. What were some like really fun behind the scenes moments that you guys had this time around?
Oh, dance class. There's like a cowboy episode and everybody learning the choreography. I was awful. I can't get choreography for the life of me. But Aaliyah has a dance background. She wasn't even in rehearsal. She just saw a video and like she was better at it than any of us. The Halloween party was really fun. Um, just birthdays on set are really fun, and wishing everybody a happy birthday. Crafty, and I got a Warner Brothers tour for the first time this year, which was fun. um, it's a lot of nice things.
I love it. You get to like hold the Oscar, like in the inside part.
Yes, yes, yeah.
I love it. Now, you guys had some time off for a bit here. What was it like to just return to this character after not playing her for a little bit?
You really quickly get back into it. It stays in the body, and because I am revealing elements of myself, it's not like I'm playing someone else. At least that's my approach to acting, revealing myself. But I definitely came with gratitude. We came right after the strike, actors, writers, directors, and so few people were working. Similarly to COVID, we got cast in the first year during COVID. So both times I've been in the rare minority, and that's a very big blessing. I'm so grateful for that, and grateful to the show, to Mindy, Justin, for that.
I love it. That's really beautiful. You guys gained some really fun new characters this season, and I absolutely loved Bella's dynamic with Taylor and with Arvind. What was it like to film some of those scenes with everyone?
I love both of them. I absolutely also love Nabil. I have a problem where I often fall in love with people, my love interests. So I just so
Hard not
fell in love
to.
with Neki, fell in love with Nabil. They're just wonderful, wonderful people. Such great hearts, and they're very much similar to themselves in real life as they are in their characters, which is trying to make everybody happy through jokes, but still being awkward. And I just think trying to make people happy is such a beautiful quality, and there's so much hatred in the world right now, truly and constantly. To be a part of a show and to be surrounded by people who want to make others happy is very great. Mhm.
So I think that Bella, we were talking about relatability before. I think that Bella is like really one of those characters that so many people can find bits and pieces of their self in. And that's something we've discussed before. With this season, with the way she's grown and just like the changes she's made for herself to just be happier, what do you hope that viewers take away from her?
Um, well, I don't know about this season in particular, but in general, there are so many things I love about Bella. And one of the things I love most is that even though she makes mistakes, she's absolutely in love with who she is. She doesn't think she's less than because of the typical thing society says you're less than for because, oh, she's sexual, she's a woman, because she's Indian, where she really thinks that's stupid. And that's extraordinary. It is stupid. And she holds that with confidence. Living by those ideologies, that caste system is stupid. And that's what I've always admired about her. She's like, I I'm great because of my spirit, not because of the outside. That's exactly the company I want to be around.
Absolutely. This is like really a show that we need right now. Like there were so many like hysterical moments this season. It really obviously, especially right now, it's just nice to just have Justin said, like, let comedy be comedy, like let us have comedy. In the moment where Bella was talking about liking a bad boy and she was giving all these examples and Kimberly was like, why are they all animated? Like, are they supposed to be? That made me laugh. I absolutely love that. Do you have a favorite like joke or like one line or something that Bella had this season?
Oh man. Um, in episode 2, she's Bella's talking to Leighton about gay sex, and she's asking Leighton how she fucks Alicia and what their dynamic is. And she says something like, "Are you a top, bottom, cis, something?" And I don't even remember. It was like all these gay slang words that she jumbled together that she had been researching. That I found very funny.
My favorite was what position is bumper to bumper? We were talking, and then Leighton's like, we were talking about traffic.
I don't even remember that. What episode is that in?
That was I think episode 3 or episode
Oh,
2.
yes,
Leighton was
episode
like
2.
Leighton was like Bella was like you were in like a box of some sort and you like pop
Yes,
out.
I remember. That episode, when I said that line, everybody broke.
I went to because I was taking my notes and I was like, oh my God, I had to pause it.
That's what Bella's very scientific. She's very
I love
like,
it. She
what
needs to
position is
know.
about bumper to bumper? I need to know this for my education.
Very important. Amrit, you were such a delight. It was so nice to see you again. Thank you so much.
A
Congratulations.
delight. Hopefully we get to work together. You have dreams of becoming a journalist? Are you like Rory Gilmore?
Very much so, but I like entertainment. I'm like hopefully like the Rory Gilmore of entertainment. I don't know how well it worked out for her, but I'm hoping it goes well for me.
Well, you've been committed all throughout these years. That's so extraordinary. Like the fact that I've seen you every year and I'm gonna get emotional like that. I just find that so incredible. Like, good for you, man. God, good for you, man. Go for your dreams.
I was a freshman when the show started, and I'm a senior now in
I
college.
know.
We've grown up together.
I love it. I'm so happy I could be part of your journey.
Oh my gosh, you were the sweetest person. Thank you so much.